You feel like rain in the morning, giving me mixed emotions. And it's too much sometimes, mix the potion. Mix it up, girl, put it in motion. Are you burning or dying? There's no compromising. Make up your mind, we're running out of time.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to BAE-CHAN After Dark, episode 75.
75. Well, that's a lot.
75, that's a lot.
That is a lot. That's a whole lot.
I mean, 25 more would be 100.
Exactly. Oh, we gotta do something special for our 100th episode.
I know, I feel like we need to go really big. I mean, 100's a lot.
100 is a whole lot.
I mean, that's almost more than Friends.
Really?
I think so. I don't know how many episodes Friends got, but I know hitting 100 on any show was a big thing. So
Yes, it's a big deal. It's a big deal.
we got a quarter left. So
We have to plan something.
Yeah.
We gotta start planning now.
Yes, I wanted to do something live, like everyone get together.
Oh, that'd be cool.
How many more episodes? Well, it won't be that many episodes before BAE-CHAN, but I don't know. We'll figure something out. But other than that, what's going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to BAE-CHAN After Dark, episode 75. Of course, Cardi Experience here, joined by the beautiful dive roll gymnast, foot queen.
Yes, your high queen is here to look down on all our viewers. Hello, guys.
Foots on their necks.
Foots on their necks at all times.
All times, apply the
At all
pressure.
times. They gotta, worship the feet. I do have my OnlyFans, that Royal Tootsies is the name.
It is dive roll tootsies.
It is that Royal Tootsies.
See, now I gotta make you a banner so we can push that shit.
Yes, so we could do that. We could do that. So yeah, foots on your necks or faces or wherever else you might want it to be.
There you go.
I
like it
this weekend, but
I mean, I'm not
lucky to
personally
see a brown
a,
face.
a foot fetish person, but I do appreciate nice feet, though.
Oh, you can appreciate it.
Yeah, I can
Okay.
appreciate it.
As long as you can appreciate a good toe here and there.
Yeah, I mean, I might suck a big toe, maybe a baby toe.
Okay.
That's about it. But I'm the
You
whole.
sucking it while you getting it in?
Yeah, while I got you in the press of the foot up there,
Uh-huh.
you might as well suck on something. Why not?
I completely agree with that. Not enough people are doing that. Like that adds the extra little, little razzle dazzle.
Razzle dazzle,
Gotta
just a
pop
random
a toe
foot.
in your mouth real quick.
I mean, is it safe to put your toe in your mouth without, the reflex of, fucking kicking somebody in the face?
I mean, if you're used to it, that's why everybody should be doing it. Get everybody used to having the toe popped in the mouth so you don't have that reflex. Just
Don't suck my toes. Don't suck my toes. I mean, my toes, don't get me wrong, I did get a pedicure last week. So, like, my feet are looking like the best they have ever been. But don't put them in your mouth.
But have you ever had it done before?
No, and the reason why I know I don't want it done because when I'm in the chair, and Asian lady, she's slaving on my feet. By the way, like it ain't no like easy, scrub scrub. She's elbow greasing, getting the cheese grater
Oh my
thing,
God.
getting all this
She
dead
really
skin off
getting
my.
up in there.
Yo, she had to work for that shit, yo. I mean, I know she cursed me out in Chinese. I know she did.
Oh, you know they do. They always
Yeah,
do.
she.
I be wishing I know what
And
they
then they
talking
call her
about.
friend, bang, 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 and then
Right.
just point at my feet because I got huge feet. I wear a size 16 shoe,
Oh my
so like,
gosh.
so it's like working on
It's
like,
like back-breaking labor.
right. So it's like working on two like women feet at the same time. So
Oh
it's like
man, I
extra
hope you
work.
put that extra.
I
Yeah,
did. I gave her
the
like 20
feed.
bucks,
Okay.
but I'm glad she ain't like, oh no no you double you double. It's like, oh, then she's like, oh, you paint? You want paint? Like, I don't want no fucking paint. You know why I'm here. But
Okay.
when she's doing the feet though, like I can't, like I'm gripping the chair
Mm-hmm.
because it tickles so bad. Like I want not to kick her in her face.
Oh,
So
for real?
on that alone, I know if my girl puts a toe in my toe in her mouth, I'm sure I'm gonna break her nose.
Oh,
I I,
yeah,
I
no, we
can't.
don't want that.
You don't want that, and I'm sure I'm gonna go flaccid because that's just weird. It's just out
Complete
of
turn off. That's just not it
I,
for you.
I mean out of all the things that suck on the body, just suck on the dick. That's what I'm saying. Maybe a
I
finger. You can
mean,
do a finger, my earlobe, my lip,
there are a lot of places to suck that'll feel good that you might not realize.
but
Just the dick, a finger. You got a whole body here.
look, man, not the Piggly Wigglies because they going
Not a piggly wiggly stuff.
you're gonna get Roadhouse kick to the
Yeah,
face.
I wouldn't suggest that. That don't sound fun at all.
Mm-mm. I'm too sensitive. I'm not ticklish anywhere on my body but my feet. So like you mess with that, you know, just be prepared what comes afterwards. That's what I'm saying.
Uh, Yeah, no.
That's what I'm saying. But I'm glad you're not kicking,
No, I'm not kicking. I'm relaxing into it. I'm ready for a toe or two to go in
a toe or
somebody's mouth.
two.
A toe or two.
How about a whole foot? Like you like whole foot in the mouth thing?
I've never had anyone try to do that. I mean, I'm down to try it once to see what that's like, but it
Yeah.
sounds weird. Sounds strange.
Sounds weird. I mean, you can put a whole titty in your mouth. Why not a whole foot?
You know what you're saying? A whole foot, someone's foot in
Well,
your
at
mouth.
least the toes.
Yeah,
That's the
I mean,
toe part.
it seems a little weird,
At
but
least four of them.
I'm down to try it out. Oh, look at
Oh,
that.
breaking news! Breaking news on I-90. Lala so random on the run from the cops
I am escaping. I am escaping.
as
Yes,
fast as you can.
yes. Get out of
Yes.
there.
As
Oh
long
my
as you
god.
drive safe, don't let us be a big distraction.
And how's my audio? I haven't been on my phone in so long, and I'm in a car, so.
All right. Well, your auto doesn't sound too bad. So as long as that keep up, unless you go lose you in the valley, we'll.
I actually waited
At least
until
you
I
tuned in.
passed. I waited until I passed through the valley. So I was like,
Okay.
my service should be good now, I think.
There we go. Well, we're as of right now, we're talking about OnlyFans,
Sucking on toes. That's what we're talking about.
Viral Tootsies. We have an official name
Diabolical
now.
Tootsie.
We
Tootsies.
do. We do.
Yes.
But we was talking about sucking on toes, though. You like to get your toes sucked on, la la.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
What's
I
so
know she'd be down
crazy
for that.
about it? No, what's crazy is I didn't know I liked it until it happened.
Oh,
So
so
I was
you
like,
didn't have no reflex, like kick the nigga in the face reflex? Just
no,
caught
like,
you off
okay,
guard.
he caught me off guard, but I'm like, yeah, that kind of feel nice. And he looked like he's enjoying it. So I'm gonna go with it. Like, but it's not like a requirement. It's not like I'm like talking to any dudes and like, oh, if you gonna fuck with me, you gotta do this and that. Like,
You gotta
it's not
fuck
a
with the feet.
requirement.
Yeah, just
But
add
if
like
that's
a
something you
cherry on
into,
top.
then
That
if
extra
you
little
into
razzle
it, then
dazzle.
I'll keep the toes pretty for you.
That's a must. Toes gotta be on. Toes gotta be on fleek all the time. Like all the way pretty, all the way nail polished, all the
But
time.
I can't date nobody who like has an aversion to feet though, because like I'm the type of person who will randomly like put my foot like up by your face for no reason.
So just no reason. Just hold my leg.
You just like
Stretch.
say you just sitting on the couch and I'm laying on you. I'm gonna just put my foot up on your shoulder like just to see how long it takes you to notice. Like
Oh yeah, I'm gonna notice that right
So
you be
away.
much.
like, so like
They
what the
gotta be
fuck is
they gotta be
that?
clean and
Get your
fresh.
feet away from my face. Why, baby? You don't love me?
As long as it's not funky, it's all cool to me.
Nah, never funky.
I can't dance down no funky feet. What I was just thinking about. It just lost me. Oh, how about the feet pussy thing? We are we doing feet jobs?
I've never done one. Well, I can't say I've never done one because I've played around with, but I've never like had a
Why
guy
not?
finish on my feet.
That is a
How
weird
about
place to finish. I
like
think it's just a waste of cum.
I
Why
feel
the
like
feet? Don't waste nut on the feet.
you guys know that the foot fetishes. It's like what is it? It's like the number 2 or 3
Yeah,
highest
it's top five. It's definitely
fetish.
top five fetishes in the world.
It's like
It's
top
feet.
3.
It's
It's like
top
2 or
three.
3. Yeah, I
Damn,
think
that's
it's like
high.
ass, titties, and feet.
That's so high.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
it's
think it
really
is like
high.
top
Like
three.
a foot fetish is like so common, which is so crazy because there's so many people that just have a disdain for it. It's so weird.
I don't know. It's a very unique kink, and I just
I feel like a lot of
You
people
said,
lie about it.
yeah, I don't think
you
it's
think
that
so?
unique.
You don't think?
Yeah,
I think it's unique.
I think people say they don't like it because it's popular to say not that you don't like it, but
Right.
everybody like not
Deep
everybody,
down
but like
inside,
they secretly like it, like
like
because
nigga,
that's
you
the
know
only
you're
way it could
piece
be
of
so
shit.
popular. That's the only way it could be so popular.
That's true. Like my girl got some pretty ass toes, but I'm like, hey, pull them out so I can nut on it. Feels like a wasted load to me. I don't know what I'm saying, but
I'm just saying,
I
like,
could see the
okay,
baby
say like if
oil on
you
the
guys are
feet.
like, if you're like at a dinner table and she's like across from you and she just like puts her foot in your crotch.
That's a classy move right there.
That's what I like doing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a very classy
that's a
move.
nice move.
I
Like,
appreciate a girl who does
so
that.
it's like to me, I'm like, it's not like a foot job, but I'm gonna massage you with my feet because I can.
Hmm.
Now I rub feet like I'm good with my hands, so I'm a good masseuse. So when I
Oh, I
rub feet,
love
I
that.
can like kind of get you like to kind of almost have an orgasm. I think I only
I
From
pull it
from
off.
a
I
foot
only pull it
rub?
off. Yeah.
yes,
Yes.
yes,
Oh, I've never experienced that. I don't know what that's about.
I love a good foot
What?
massage.
From a foot rub, y'all?
Yeah.
Do you
A
know how
good
many?
good
Do you
foot.
know how many nerve endings you have in your feet?
I do
All of
not.
them.
Yeah.
Pretty much all of your nerve endings.
Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, no,
Think
I don't know
like a
anything about
tree,
that.
and all your roots are like go
But
from
do
your
you
feet
do
all the
you
way to
like
your
your
brain.
feet being touched, Royal?
I do, yeah.
And you just never got like just like a really good foot rub?
Maybe not. Not one like that. No.
Oh, girl, you
Yeah,
missing out.
yeah.
I didn't even know they came like that. That's
They do. I've even had like hand massages that felt good, but they didn't feel as good as the foot rub.
Oh,
yeah, I'm gonna have to
I
find
feel like I might have a
I'm gonna have to
customer.
find me one of those kinds of foot rubs. I've never. This is news.
Oh yeah, those things are real. We don't went on a foot tangent, but shout out to those footy peoples you out
How do you
there.
feel about your feet being rubbed, Cardi?
Oh, so I was just explaining that You know,
That's a no go.
yeah, it's a no go. I just went to go get my feet done. I got a pedicure last week, and like when she was getting into my feet, I was trying not to kick her so bad because my feet are so ticklish. So I know that I'm gonna lose my shit if someone licks it or put their mouth on it. You just gonna get
So it's
roundhouse
just
kicked.
because you're ticklish, but not no other reason.
Yeah, that'll be the only reason.
Okay, well that's not so bad. Cause like I know a
Pretty
lot of
bad.
guys like just don't like their feet being touched at all.
Because it
Yeah.
don't ever really look good. Like I don't take care of my feet at all, and
I
I was like,
I
I'm gonna make
I
a point of taking
love
care of my feet
I
more.
love to give my man like a nice foot rub after a hard day's work, or I'll give him a pedicure because it's kind of hard sometimes to get men inside of a fucking shop so they can get a fucking pedicure. So I'm like,
Exactly, because
hey, you
I'm
don't
not
want to go
going
to the nail
alone.
shop with me? All right, come here. I'm gonna just unless your feet are just like crazy, I'll maintenance your feet for you.
Oh,
It's
I
that's
always
nice
need a
important.
of
That's
buddy
you.
not a health. It's a health benefit too.
It is.
Like,
And I'll be
because
dragging them to the. I'm not going to give you a pedicure, but you're going to come with me to these people. Oh, come on now. Stop
let me
playing.
tell you, I've literally had fallen asleep on a foot rub. Like
it's a
Yeah.
form of
if I rub my feet,
entertainment.
I have literally like knocked out snoring hard as shit. Put me on like a baby.
Now that
So
I've done, I can fall asleep.
I know you could.
Orgasmic foot rub, though, I'm still stuck on that. Still stuck on it. Did not know
It's
people was
there.
out here doing it. And
Yeah.
this is
People,
top tier foot rub.
I mean, I've never reached the O, but I was like, yo, this feels
but pretty
nice.
fucking close, right?
Wow.
There we
Now
go.
that
As long
I'd
as
be like,
the internet's
chill,
This is a
chill,
fine.
give
new
my foot
technique.
back. Give my foot back. You need to chill.
All right, so I guess let's jump into the topic of the day. So you folks haven't seen the flyer. We're talking about a marriage today, and the reason why or how is not working, and the I would say working in the sense of the Western culture, because men are now leaving the Western culture to go to the Eastern culture to get married. And I think it's something that's really interesting that caught my eye last week, so I wanted to talk about it today. Men are not getting married overall, but those who want to get married are going overseas to do so. Um, I don't think it's fair because the article I did read about it, I did do a little bit of research about it. They are like Caucasian men. They are white people going over to like Ukraine and Russia, Croatia,
Getting a mail order
Crimea.
bride.
Yeah, getting mail order brides or just going there to just find somebody because of their traditional values because they're sought to be they want to be married. They're sought to be married. They're very traditional in their values. Passport bros, exactly. And what ends up happening is that men are just had enough of the Western society of women. And I don't know, is that a good thing or a bad thing? That's for you ladies to help me decide because this is like, hey, no power to the women doing their own thing, being more independent, or is that a double-edged sword? Doing that so is leading more men to being turned off of pursuing marriage. What are you guys' thoughts on that?
I have several questions that I don't know if you could answer, but I do have
I could
several
try.
questions. One, okay, so these men, you're saying that the reason why they're leaving the United States is because they want a woman with more traditional values. Is that what you're saying?
Right.
Okay, okay. So of all the people in the United States, they just feel like it's just not here at
They're
all.
not finding them here through the age range of 25 through 35.
Okay, and what kind of countries are they going to? Where are they going? Do you
So
know?
usually middle European countries. So like you have your Russia, your Croatia, I have Ukraine, Korea, and Crimea. So it's really centralized in the middle of Europe.
Okay. So to me, that just sounds like I'm just gonna call it some bullshit. Um, of the many millions of people that live in America, it just sounds ridiculous that you can't find just one that shares the values that you have. Furthermore, you're trying to go somewhere where I believe they're not aware of the bullshit that comes with American men. So you're just trying to go somewhere where they can't peep game, and you can try to play the same games that you was gonna play here on somebody who don't realize it. Traditional values. Most of these guys are not upholding their end of the traditional value. So you want a woman who's going to be home for you, cook and clean, have everything ready. When you get home from work, make sure you are working. Make sure that you are providing for her and the household and the children that she's going to want to have. You can't be running around playing games, not making the money, not doing all the, you didn't build the house that she's expecting you to build. So you got to look at all the traditional values, not just the pick and choose the ones that you want. And if you can't fulfill your end of it, you really think this woman's going to stay with you? They're going to realize eventually that you ain't shit. The same reason why the women who are around you won't date you, because you're not shit. Not because you can't find somebody. It's millions of people. There's someone. Like, let's think about this logically. There's a, probably someone who you could find that was going to share your values. You having to leave the country is, it just sounds like it's a you thing. It sounds like it's a you problem. It's not that you can't find anyone. It's that no one wants you. And so that's what I believe about the whole mail order brides. Because why would you need a mail order bride if you could find someone that wants you? You have to pay for someone to be with you. Do you understand what's going on here? And a lot of these guys, like, what was that story? The guy got stuck and had a GoFundMe because he didn't have enough money. He had $15 in his account. He didn't have the money to come back after going to some other country and slinging
Trying
D
to find
everywhere.
somebody.
Like, these are the passport bros. This is what we do. Like, I just have a lot of questions. I just don't
Right. So I
understand.
was like you thinking in the same respect, but a lot of them are not no older brides. They're literally going over and just meeting people, living the lifestyle, and finding people over there.
Meeting
So,
people who don't know the game that they normally play.
oh no, it's not
I
a
thought
game.
they were
Folks
meeting
are
them
serious.
online.
Yeah, the folks are. I mean, there's I guess a spectrum of ways that folks are meeting folks. Of course, the internet. Folks are making their own websites, dating profiles, all that other stuff. It's not strictly, hey, let me just buy a wife. No, folks are
No,
actually
I
looking
get it,
for.
but I'm saying
Right.
people outside the country, they don't know how American men are, or it's like a stereotypical kind of idea. So
Yeah,
they
yeah.
don't know
That
what kind of game you running. Yeah, you can play with them all you want to, just going out the country, but you think they're not going to realize who exactly you are? Going out the country isn't. I'm just trying to understand how that resolves the issue for them.
so one. I mean, they're getting married. They're getting what they're looking for. But the more importantly, as I was thought just like you, there's like a million people. Of course, there's like folks around for you to date, but the statistics show that more time than ever in history, people are single. Like people do
Exactly.
not want to be in relationships. Either it be, career driven or some type of other motivation. Folks are not looking to get married anymore.
That's
And
true.
I
But why
that's
would
that
you
feel
want to
like
be?
marriage initially and has always been a business contract.
It has.
That's exactly what it is. And I think a lot of men are finding issue with the fact that women are realizing that where is the benefit in getting married? How do I benefit from this? If I'm already providing for myself and I'm already doing this, that, and the third, all of the benefits that used to come with marriage, they're doing
Mhm.
for themselves, then the only option is to get married for love. But we just are in a generation or that's just not prioritizing love right now.
Right.
We're
and
prioritizing self love. We put up with a lot less and deal with a lot less and put ourselves first.
that's was one of the other reasons. Well, when I was also watching a whole bunch of material too, but they were saying that men are trying to get away from women who are more about the material, like the materialism and the consumerism of everything. um Now, this, of course, it doesn't go for everybody, but in your head, you already know those type of people who are married or trying to get married just for a status, right?
Hmm.
So, the folks who are already made it, just like you said, oh, what can marriage do for me if I got everything myself, right?
Hmm.
So there's those type of people who are trying to find real connections, not, love me, not my money type of shit too. So that also comes into play. But they were also saying that, the
I mean,
mindset
they
of
might as
women are
well.
different.
They could just pull a coming to America. Like, pretend you broke.
Yeah, right. Who- That sounds like more work.
I ain't got time for that. I
Funny, but
ain't got
it doesn't
time for
sound
none of
Yeah,
this.
reasonable. But
yeah.
it's just a mindset. Like I don't know. Like
I feel like a lot of people that be saying that are broke.
A
I
lot
And
of
don't.
them are saying. A lot of the people who complain about gold diggers don't have no gold to dig.
right,
Like, how are you
that be
complaining
the
about
thing.
somebody
They
winning
are
you for
broke.
money that you don't have?
But at the same time, like if you're trying to get into a relationship and you look at a nigga bagging groceries trying to talk to you, you be like, nigga, you're bagging groceries. Where are you at in your life? So
Mm.
I
yeah,
mean,
Well,
right.
so
It's a
I mean,
I,
fine
I
okay,
line.
that falls in line with a lot. Like, okay, like it's nothing wrong with wanting someone who's on the same level that you're on.
And that too.
yeah,
And now more than ever, the wage gap between, I mean, it's still different, but
Like,
it's actually
even
narrowing down.
men have started to like elevate and upgrade in the value of the women that they're pursuing. Like, they like, oh, she
exactly.
not doing nothing with her life. Oh, she still lives with her mom. Oh, she didn't go to school or nothing. I want a woman who has a career. I want a woman who has her own place. I want a woman who has a job. Men are making higher requirements for the women that they're dating now. And I feel like they're taking, the lead of women who've been doing this shit for generations, like, already. Like, everybody needs to stay in their lane as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I agree.
And I
Like,
think that's why the statistics are so high as they are right now.
but I
Um,
don't see a problem with that because
I mean,
the
it
thing
might not
about
be
it
a
is,
problem with it,
marriage is meant. Well, originally, it was meant to increase your status, increase your wealth. In early what is it, agrarian cultures, you're combining uh farmlands and whatever kind of money you have. That was the whole purpose, to increase your status. And so we over time it's changed to, oh, we're marrying for love. But when you really think about it, it's not, there's no benefit in that. You don't need to get married to be in love and be with
Right.
someone.
I can love you forever
Right.
without a fucking piece of
right?
paper.
So
Like the
that what you
marriage portion is, it should be an agreement. It should be a contract. You don't, and I mean, if you out here looking for marriage, why would you be looking for someone who doesn't live, or at least aspire to live the kind of lifestyle that you want to live? That's
I
not
mean,
a,
that's
you
why,
know,
like, that's why you see celebrities dating celebrities and
exactly,
doctors dating lawyers, and like,
exactly.
it's always been that way.
Like, it's cool if you just washing dishes, if you dishwasher, that's cool, that's great, that's good for you. You're gonna have to find someone who is cool with that, cool with living that kind of lifestyle. But if you want more for yourself, first you need to do more for yourself, because the person who got all that, I don't see why they would want you if you didn't have it for yourself. And then
Right.
you go and with your high standards and find someone who meets your standards. But everyone's standards are different. So like I said, everyone just stay in your lane. Do what works for you.
hey
I don't
Aisha.
think there's a problem. I
Yeah,
don't think
Travis
there's
Rose.
anything wrong with that. Oh my God, yes.
Well, yeah, like she was saying, like that time period, the Aragonian time period. Well, that was more of a Europe thing. So when it came over to the West, where we are, it became like a statement, like, hey, how they rolled out everything, like, hey, this is how you're supposed to live your life. It wasn't about status or anything. Here in America, it was like, hey, you go to school, you first thing you do. Once you're done school, you try to find a husband. You have kids, then rinse and repeat. But that was the way that everyone was taught. So like the 40s, 50s, 60s, that's hey,
I mean, that came with like
home
the
ec
Industrial
classes. They taught you how to be
Revolution.
a wife, like how to take care of a house and home. Like there's no more
Yeah,
home ec classes like that anymore.
and
So
you
it was
can't vote,
tailored
and
to
you
push
can't work.
marriage onto people. I mean, it worked for a lot of folks. A lot of folks that didn't work out. Dad had those two families, one in Chicago and one down south.
Well,
He never
you
knew
know, it
about.
was definitely a problem because women couldn't work with the shit with the industrial society, industrial revolution came. Women started getting jobs and everything, and marriage became less and less important because before that they couldn't work; they had to rely on a man. So with women beginning to have
You was
equal
relying
rights,
on your father,
you
or you
don't.
was
Because we
relying on
keep
your
telling
Right, it
husband.
you,
was your
you're supposed
father
to.
or it's going to be a husband. Those were your only choices. So now that we can work and we can make our own money, we don't have to get married to move forward in society. We can do it
But our
ourselves.
guys are forgetting that trend has been going on until the early 2000s. So this is where we in from 2000 to now is a new age of women, right? So we have to look at things a little bit differently. I mean,
More like
I'm an 80s baby, so I see it on both sides now. But on the other note, that while I was going back to the data saying that hey, people between 25 and 35 are now single more than ever, let alone that they're not married or living with a partner, so they're not cohabitating. They just straight up, hey, this shit ain't for me, right?
I don't see no
This
problem
is,
with it.
and again, like there's not a problem with it, but you have to try to see it. Why is it happening? Like, so this is a trend. So don't matter, like who cares? But the wondering minds, like, hey, why is this trend happening? Why is more and more people being single when there's the male to female ratio is 2 to 1 in America? You know, doesn't that like make you scratch your head? Like, hey, why? Well, everyone's doing them and forget about it. But it does come around to down the line like we're reproducing and making kids and shit like that, or just regular traditional values. You know,
I mean, I don't think it has to do with traditional values at all. I mean,
or is
traditional
traditional
What?
values,
values
regular
already out the
traditional
window?
values will have you
What?
stuck in a relationship where you getting beat up, or you know that he got a side chick, three, four side chicks, and you're gonna
What
stay
does
with him
that mean?
anyway.
Now,
That's
yours,
What
what
does
yeah,
that
I see
traditional
how
mean?
values
you're
do. I
really
think the
negative with it
reason
though. There's folks that have been married for 30, 40, 50 years and happy. There are a lot of happy
why
married couples
you
out
and
there.
you automatically assume that they're following traditional values.
Well, if they're between that time period, so if you're married for 20, 30 years, you're automatically part of that
But
culture
that doesn't
already.
mean that you would shouldn't have a traditional marriage just because you were born in that time frame.
Well,
That's
most
true.
of
I know
them
several older
were.
people who aren't living traditionally,
Well,
who've
not
been married
now,
for
but
quite some time.
well, did it always start off that way?
No, but like I said, the
Yeah.
reason why it was is because of women couldn't work. That's where all that traditional marriage came from. As you empower people, they don't have a need to now be with these other people unless you want to. So I don't think the problem is traditionalism. I think the problem is that people aren't connecting on a deeper level.
Mm.
I don't like being traditional isn't I don't think that's the main issue that people are running into is that well women are realizing that their men are ain't shit and they don't have to stay with them because they have other means so they go do that. Men are realizing that the women are dealing with not shit, and so now that everyone's frustrated instead of finding someone who meets them on their level and who feels them and who they can connect with. They keep people are looking in the wrong places, and I don't think
Mm.
people even. I think communication is also a really really big issue,
Hmm.
but I don't think traditionalism per se is the problem here. Why people are not being together. You don't see a need
I
to
think is I
just
think it's
be with
both.
someone if you don't have to.
I think it's the problem, and it also maybe could be the answer. Who knows? But I do know now more than ever, men are also afraid to get married. So they have a statistic here about men choosing not to get married because they're scared of what happened to them. So as of right now in America, the oh Sure, I did write this down. The state. Anyone want to guess the rate of divorce in America is right now?
Like 50
It's about
something.
50% for first time marriages.
Correct. It's 50% of marriages right now within the first 4 years fail.
People are
50%.
shitty.
50%. Now, here's a kicker. Out of that 50%, who initiated the divorce?
The woman.
Probably the woman.
80% of those 50% of divorces were initiated by women. So
Because the
that
man will sit there and stay unhappy.
Right. It doesn't make any sense.
They'll cheat or they'll just check out and they'll just stay in the relationship until the woman just says, you know what, I'm not doing this no more.
or yeah, or it could go both ways too.
What
But
is
I
both
think
I mean, it could,
the
but like
the
you
woman
said,
could
women
the
are.
woman could check out too. Women, they just be on a prowl just as much as men now. You know, they
But what
find
I
something
mean, what I
shiny,
mean by
and you know,
what I mean by check out is you're not even realizing that you're not participating in the relationship anymore.
yeah, it could go
You're
both
just
ways.
in yes, it can, but I'm saying you just fall into a cycle of just this wake up, eat,
Daily
sleep,
routine, right?
repeat. Like you fall into that cycle and you don't even realize, that you've checked out. And so when the other person files the divorce, then that, oh, ding ding ding, there's the wake up call.
Now
Like
I've been
I've
there.
seen
I'm the only
so
one that's been
many men.
married in here,
I've seen
so I
so
know.
many men complain and just talk about how horrible their marriage is or how much they hate their wives and never file for divorce.
Mm-hmm.
Well, do you know why?
Why?
Um, because women gain more with divorce than men do.
Why
I
do you
mean,
say that?
Oh
why
no,
would
it's
they
it's
do
a
that?
fact. So
It's not a fact.
It's
no,
not a fact.
I have
It's not
the
a fact. Go
data.
ahead and tell me what you have.
So with the getting married is a high risk, the high risk of failure in the court system, as of right now, is heavily favored toward the women, about 85%. So that's alimony, child, and other expenses. So the men have far more to
What are you
lose getting.
reading? Where you get that from?
This was off of actually no, statistics.org.
Well, I
I'll
call
see if I
Because
can
bullshit.
get
that's
this
not
up.
true.
The reason why I
Um,
call
I
I
bullshit
know
is
mean,
that's not
because
true because
how is
because I just
alimony?
went through these
there's
statistics.
two incomes in the household, right?
Of course,
Men
do
say,
not favor
"Oh,
It
women.
she took
it
the kids, she
does.
took the
They
house,
don't.
she took this." But like, did we not both contribute to the house? Did we not both contribute to the kids?
One
Exactly.
has to pay more than the other. So when you get divorced, everything doesn't get split down 50-50. As
It
far as
depends on
down
what
as
state you're in.
far as
Everything does get
yeah,
split down
and as far
50-50.
as assets, as physical assets. So
Yes,
house
physical
stuff like that.
assets do get split 50-50.
But other than that, as far as like cash and other things,
Do you
as
know
far as
when women get
alimony,
the most? Do you know when women get the most in the divorce? When they can prove that their spouse cheated.
or not even that. I've seen that happen. You can
That's when
still
they
file
get.
you can still
That's when
file
they get the
for
most.
you can still that's what they get the most. But even then, if you still file for a
But I'm saying
mutual,
that alone will skew the statistic.
so not
If
I mean I
instead of
can't.
cheating on your
There's no
wife, you file for
metadata.
divorce, then y'all could just amicably split it down the middle.
So that was my next thing as far as yeah, it's always cheaper to keep her because if even if you didn't cheat or you have a unconsolvable what was it? What did I file for under? Unreconcilable
Irreconcilable
differences.
differences. Yeah.
Even with that, if they ever decided to go for money for alimony, they would most likely get that. So even though if you
Why
do
would they
split,
get alimony?
But they wouldn't
they would
have to be
still
able to prove that whatever they did during
They
the
would
course
have
of
to
the
prove
marriage
that they
is worth
depended
that
on
amount of
you.
money. Like it's not it is not skewed towards women. And the reason why it looks
It
like it does is because
really
women stay home most of the time to take care of the children, not the men. So if you're breaking
is.
up, it's the man who was obviously the breadwinner because he's the one going out and going to work. But those roles that the woman
Technically,
is
who makes
fulfilling,
the most
they
money.
cost money. Babysitters cost money. People cleaning the house cost money. Chefs cost money. So even though she's at home, she's doing all these different jobs. And yes, she should be compensated for that. Now,
No,
if it
not
was the
even
other
folks
way
who are
around
home.
and it was men staying home, then you would see it looking disproportionately towards men. But it has nothing to do with her being a woman.
This ain't
It's
nothing to
just
do with
those
folks
traditional
being
roles that you want
housewives.
them to fulfill.
No, this is not even traditional women who are just living in households, just being housewife. These are also women with careers and stuff.
Yes, I know, but I'm just explaining to you why, because I'm I'm talking about the statistic that you just pulled up. I'm explaining to you why it's skewed. It's not because just simply because you're a woman. It's because of the role that women typically play in households. That's why it looks like women are getting more in the divorce, but that's just not true. It's just not the case.
Well, I have a lot of people who disagree with you. And of course they're men because they went through divorce and they are still, paying heavily in the alimony for, what the fuck happened. So it really is not fair.
Well, I mean, if they're paying alimony, then this is money that the judge found that was due to that
Right.
other
And
person
that goes
for
to
whatever reason.
the study I was saying that it favors women more than it does men. The only
But it
time I can
also depends on the state.
Yeah, it
yeah, and it
depends on the
also depends
state,
on the state as well. But
but
more times than
they
not,
try to split it up
especially in
as
the
much
South,
as
it favors
possible.
women more than the men. Especially
And
in the
then
South.
people don't get prenups.
And that too.
Prenups are the best thing to do.
As of right now, I don't see how you move forward in life without one. Because if you want to
Well,
protect
if
yourself,
you don't plan on getting divorced, I guess.
I think no one plans on it. But at this point, with a
Prenups
50%
aren't,
rate, you have to.
it's not just about planning for divorce, it's planning for your union in its entirety. It's for divorce or accidental death, anything like that. But if you want to plan financially with your spouse, then you should also be planning the prenup. And you should do it while you're happy and and you love each other and not be forced to do it when you get divorced, because the truth is, like he said, like 50% of marriages end in divorce. So be realistic about it. Get a prenup.
Yeah, even though you
And
don't
if,
have to have a
and
lot
if
of money
I'm
to
mad
have a
at you
prenup. You don't got
because
to
you
be Kanye
cheated on
West
me,
or
if I'm mad at you because you cheated on me, I'm going to tell my lawyer I want to take everything he has.
I've seen cases when women cheat and they still get everything. So, you know,
That's a misconception,
I've
though.
not seen
Women
those
can't just take
cases, but
it's
everything. That's not
not.
how that works.
It's not, yo,
That is
if
not
you only knew the stuff that like women get away with when it comes to divorces, like
I mean,
it's
I feel you,
they're
but
ridiculous.
better lawyers.
that's
They're
not
better
necessarily
lawyers.
true.
And
They
not
can't
even that,
just
even
take
if they had better,
everything.
even if they do have better lawyers, guess who's also paying the lawyer fees? The man as well.
It's about the role that was played, because stay-at-home
It's
husbands get the same thing. Look at Adele and her husband and how much money she had to pay him. It's not about being a
Halle
man
Berry.
or woman. It's about
I
the role
mean,
that you
yeah,
played
that's like
in the
literally the
marriage.
right, but did he cheat or did Adele cheat? I don't know. I think they just
No, they didn't cheat.
no one cheated, but you still have to pay because she made more money,
Yeah,
right? Same thing with Tom Brady.
he
Tom
stayed
Brady
home and
got
helped her
crazy money,
build
but his wife
her
got
little
crazy,
empire.
crazy money. And he's still like that's so petty though. That's so fucking petty. I wouldn't do that. Like, if I was Tom Brady, I'm worth like $500 million, and my wife is worth like 750 million, and then like why even ask for money at that point? I just feel like it's excessive. But white
I
people.
But that's the thing
I don't
about
know.
marriage. Marriage is a business contract. Like, honestly, money shouldn't have shit to do with the fucking marriage when it starts or it ends. Money shouldn't have shit to do with the marriage. If you're getting married for love, and that's why I be feeling like motherfuckers don't get married for love no more.
That's not a
Everybody
good
going
I
off
idea.
feel
of
you.
That's
what?
a
I
bad
definitely feel you for
idea.
that.
That's a really bad idea.
And this is why folks aren't getting married anymore. Because why? What's the
Because
point?
what's the point?
What's the
If
point?
if we're
I'm with you.
together, for fucking 10 years and we decide to break up, we're just done. It's a clean cut. We're broken up.
Exactly.
You are
If
not
we're
done.
married If we're
They're
married
never done.
for fucking 2 years and you decide that you want to take everything that I have and it goes to court, even if I don't got shit, everything I've got is going into the fucking court fees. Now we're
You're
both fucked.
you're forgetting something, Lala.
What?
10-year marriage is with certain states is by law common marriage, so you can still file and get whatever you want.
Well, yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, so it's just the system at this point. We can agree that the system's fucked up, let alone getting married to begin with is superficial.
But damn, I wouldn't even want to be with nobody for 10 years if I was in a state where I'm going to end up in a common law marriage.
Damn if you do, damn if you don't, right? Like, oh, why get married? But then again, why spend 10 years with somebody? Why are you with me so long? You never married me. So like it comes to stuff like that, and then there's a superficial part of it about it that I want to get married before I'm 30, and just goals, just random stupid goals that really don't mean anything. But
I just want y'all to forget all of this when I send y'all my wedding invites, okay?
Right. I'm like, what? Oh, your registry what? Okay, registry where? Better get that prenup.
I don't believe in divorce.
That's what they all say.
You fuck with me, you stuck with me. We getting buried.
That's what they all say.
Buried.
That's what me and my ex-wife said.
Yeah, no,
I would literally stay with my partner.
My ex-wife said I would kill somebody.
And date somebody before I would want to get a divorce.
My wife always used to brag, "Oh, we ever got divorced, I'll kill you, and then I'll do a women's ministry in prison." But that never happened.
You say a lot of things when you're in love. Just a lot of
you say some crazy
whatever
shit. Crazy shit.
Like I do.
All right. So I'm going to switch gears. So enough of that. Still stay on the marriage stuff, but like I said, that's more of a whole. So I had to try to find some metadata that avoid kind of towards us because this is a black podcast. So we need some black statistics. So as of right now, this statistic says I got this from all right, where's the source? Because we need sources. I like to have sources for these things. This is from the census.gov. Folks in Pennsylvania, black folks have the lowest, one of the top 5 lowest marriage rates in the country. So if you live in Pennsylvania, most likely you're not going to get married if you're black. Oh, here comes BNT.
Moving to Los Angeles.
Right. California's on the list too, but not higher than Pennsylvania. BNT, let them know that you get divorced, women takes everything, no matter what you do, cheat or not cheat. What else does it say? There's a gap thing here.
I wonder if BMT would go out of the country for a woman. I feel like
he would. I bet he goes to Dominican Republic to get them Spanish mommies every summer.
I can see that.
He leaves his woman at home while he travels out the country.
All right, so it says here 1970s, 35% of black men and 27% of women were never married. But by 2020, these percentages have jumped to 51% for black men and 47% of black women. So black folks are not marrying each other, and that's a pretty alarming rate.
I've never even been proposed to. I've never been engaged.
Well, I've been engaged like twice, but no 3 times. But as of right now, it's not looking good for black love. As far as marriage is concerned, I believe that's contributing to black
Is it because they're marrying outside of their race?
That was the one thing I'm saying. The interracial marriaging, and just the success of black women altogether. Women are graduating and getting higher paying jobs than black men across the board. They're in a position of power, and I understand that they don't want to marry down, or they can just do bad all by themselves. So I can't knock them for it,
I mean, I could do good all by myself. Why I gotta be bad? Tyler Perry.
Yeah, most black house. Yeah, that's also true. Hey, good for you.
But
Good for
single
you,
Oh,
man.
parents,
congrats! I
it's
didn't
just
know that.
yeah,
Black men don't
I
cheat.
mean, that still didn't really answer the question, but
It didn't, but I understand. Mm. But
so I
why
personally,
not? I think it's fine if women don't. But that's the thing is I don't like the hypocrisy of it. So when they have all the success, but then they go around and say, "Oh, I can't find someone perfect," then they get upset and they start bashing black men, which I don't like. And I don't think that's fair. Hopefully, y'all guys feel that same way, but I don't think that you can go out there and just say, "Oh, I'm looking for this and looking for that." At the same time, all black men ain't shit, and there ain't no good black men out there. Where it clearly no single men out there when it clearly says that 51% of black men have never been married, and
you know, it's weird because I generally hear
38% are
women
single.
when I hear women, black women in particular, I never hear them say black men ain't shit. I hear them say men ain't shit. Versus with the black men, I hear them constantly berate black women. They don't say women, all women are trash. They say black women are trash. And
Is
it's
it
usually a
is
generalization of the whole gender when it comes to black women. And then it's a generalization of black women when it comes to black men. When we're talking about the people who don't date, like
now the folks who say that are they usually typically dating black men to begin with?
women who say, yeah, I feel like a
Right.
lot of
So
black
that kind of
women,
generalizes because when they say, "Oh, men ain't shit," they're really talking about black men because that's what the people they're dating. They ain't saying that white men ain't shit or Puerto Rican men ain't shit. I
I
mean,
mean, but it does
if you
matter
date
what you
black
say.
men,
that's
yeah,
the
but the way
thing
y'all
though.
say
Black
things, that's the way y'all
women
say things.
statistically date, give black men a chance for longer. Like you can only date so many before you be like, you know what, I'm done. This just clearly not working for me.
Yes,
I'm
black
gonna venture out.
situationships or and I guess entanglements too are on the rise right now. I mean, as right now, as do you boo boo do you whatever brings you happy, whoever you fucking and sucking, and if it's all copacetic, it's all right. And that's just the way it's headed. I don't know if this is the future of being black in America or what black love is right now, but whatever it is, it ain't the same how it was 20 years ago. So I'm trying to think what's coming forward in the future.
I wish y'all
I mean, I
people
do
would be
wish we would stop
positive.
bashing each other. Maybe that'd be a step in the right
That would be a good
direction.
start.
I
We
But
just come
like
love
you
together.
just said, it's always black women this, men this.
But you got to remember too that everyone's not going to make it. I mean, there's folks who just want to be single just to be single, but then again, it's also a statistics game. Like I said, there's for every woman there's like 3 men. No, I'm sorry, I have it backwards. For every man, there's 3 women. So technically, if everyone matched up, someone's going to be alone anyway.
It's not.
and then
It's not
that's
the
It
also
same.
is. That's just
that's
numbers.
that statistic is even worse than what it is because
But that statistic
everybody
is
knows
not
that
true.
black
It's
men
not.
are
It is.
It's
It
not.
is true.
It's
It
not.
disproportionately
is.
Where you
It's
get that
true.
information
killed
from? It's
and
not.
I'll
imprisoned.
give you the link. You know, in America, there's 2 times more women than there
It's
are
not
men.
though.
It is.
It's not. Where you get the information from?
Oh,
It's not.
hold on, I'll give you the source. So I'm once I get up.
But
So I'm
wait,
telling you the
no,
truth. I'm not lying.
I have to say something because even with that statistic, we also have to include the fact that black men are disproportionately imprisoned at a higher rate than other races.
That too.
Then you have to account for the ones that have been killed or murdered. And then you have to
We don't count
account for the
those.
ones who are not attracted to women at all. And that even lowers the numbers even more.
Mm.
I gotta go through my history and found it.
It
Pew
does,
Research.
but there are actually a little bit more men than there are women. That's not true, and that's the a false statistic that people have been using all this time to justify, men dealing with a bunch of women, but it's just not true. It's about
Hmm.
the same amount.
As of right now, this is the Pew Research, so they're really good stuff. As of right now, they said 30% increase of black people. There are 36.3 million black people living in the U.S. This is not counting single non-Hispanic blacks or multiracial black or black Hispanic people. As of right now, they have a growth pyramid here, um, and it is some. It's like this. Maybe I can share my screen, but it goes by population of age. So there are more men 40 to 44 than there are women 40 to 44, like stuff like that. But it grows even bigger when you get down to the 15 through 29, that there are more males than females. So you just realize like those same amount of people growing up, it's disproportionate. So again, if let's say everyone was a perfect match for each other, there will still be some women left out.
You say it's more males than females. There'd be some men left out.
No, there's yeah. And I wish I find something like visibly appeasing for it, but yeah, I think at this point, I don't think it's a health crisis, but I think that there's still enough, and there's still room for love, and you know, the Hispanic race is actually growing larger than the black race. I think by 0.5. So honestly, we're not the minority anymore.
Still a minority.
Still a minority, but we're not the minority when it comes to by population, but definitely with the disrespectfulness, we are still up there.
What I it's crazy because what I think when I hear that statistic is that, like black
That's
women
right.
have
It's a
been
system that's
shamed.
built that way.
Black, black women have been shamed for so long for having multiple children that a lot of them are just opting out of having kids at all because they don't want to fit the statistic.
You know, too. I mean, of course, it's also harder for a woman with more kids to also get married as well. That's not hating or anything. That's just what it is.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean, imagine if these men would marry the women that they had kids with.
God forbid, right?
Mhm.
That's what I did. But
That'd be too much
look
to
at me.
ask.
It might be. It just might be. But trust me, we're bringing black babies into the world, regardless of being married or not. Black folks, we will be stay fucking to the end of
Yeah,
fucking time.
definitely. But the black family unit is important. I agree with BMT. I think it's a systemic issue. It really all boils down, at least for black people here in America, it boils down to how we got here and how we had to live. And I feel
You're
like it's
right.
created a divide within the community. It's
Hmm.
caused people a lot of lessened self-esteem. Like, think about all that trauma that we've had to endure for the years. That sticks with you. That sticks with you in your body, in your mind, even if you don't realize it. So it's definitely a systemic issue that causes that. That's the reason why black families aren't succeeding, and
Hey,
we were at a disadvantage. Really, at
I
this point,
heard
we need to stop bashing each other, come together, and bring back the black family unit.
so Nick Cannon do it first, then I believe it.
That is not what Nick Cannon is doing at all. That's
I was
not
just
it.
saying, if Nick Cannon married all his 7 baby mamas, you know, I guess he'd be Muslim or something. I don't know how that works out.
Yeah, forget the way these celebrities are doing things.
I'm
Us
still
regular
trying.
folk
And I
need
also
to.
meant to find that statistic for you about, well, not the statistic, the plan for the white government to make sure that back in the 70s about the black gay men, how they get that thing going. That
Hmm?
was also a strategy. Remember we talked about it last week, and to give you some proof. So back in the 70s, the government tried to. This is with the whole crack and everything else that we're trying to do with the systematic oppression and voting rights and how to break the black family home. One of them was throwing him in jail. The other one was trying to make him gay.
Hmm.
Yeah, I forgot to look that up for you. I'm gonna write that down. I'm gonna find you that.
Well, they've been
BMT is
trying
well
to
minded. BMT, if you heard of
for
that,
as
just
long
agree
as
with
they've
me in the
been.
comments if you ever read that article. But that was a thing. Can't knock it out. I'm looking at so many numbers here. It's gonna make my fucking head hurt.
Mm-hmm.
So much numbers. Anyway, it's 9 o'clock. Are you almost home, Lala? Because it went from daytime to just being night as
It
fuck.
did.
Yeah, I am. If there was no traffic, I'd be about 5 minutes away from home. Since there is traffic, I'm about
Yeah, he read the
you
article.
know
It's
8 to
facts.
10 minutes.
Don't put anything about by the white man that they won't do everything they can in their power to get ahead some type of way. It might have been a crazy idea, but it ain't too far fetched with the crazier shit that they've done in the past.
Hmm.
Trying to sterilize us and stuff like that. I
Yeah,
mean,
I believe they've done all kinds of things. I don't think it's
I
the
mean,
yeah,
craziest thing ever
it's not the
heard.
craziest thing. They literally used to rape black male slaves
Yeah,
yeah,
in front of their women and children,
exactly. Imagine the trauma
just
that's
to
all around.
emasculate them.
Mm.
not alone castrate them as well too. Fucking bullshit. And when we say, oh, can we get reparations? Oh, that was too long ago, bitch. That was like 2 grandfathers ago. Y'all need to stop. Stop playing.
Mhm.
Yeah, they called
I
it
mean,
great
even
fair.
now, the way they're killing us in the streets, like, come on now, it wasn't 2 grandfathers ago. What they're doing now is still affecting the black
I
community
said
as a
they did it
whole.
last week.
They're still lynching people.
They are. This last week, I don't want to hear nobody talking about that was 2 grandfathers ago. Fuck out of here.
Right. But they always use it as
Ain't
a
Ruby
scapegoat.
Bridges like 75 or something like that?
Ruby's
No,
still Ruby's
dog.
still alive.
Right. Like, what? 2 grandfathers ago? Get out of here. Y'all still on that crazy shit. So, mm,
Yeah, we got off of this is
I feel like if we receive reparations, the numbers that you were looking at earlier wouldn't be the same.
because niggas don't act a fucking fool. Honestly, the
At this
grandmaster
point,
plan is if we ever got reparations, the smartest thing to do is literally to get up and leave and take the money with us. There's
mm,
no point to giving money back into the country. You
right.
take the money, you will leave, and you will invest somewhere else.
I agree. I
Don't
completely agree.
the first thing niggas do, they go, oh, I'm gonna buy a Bentley. I'm gonna put all that money right back in the white man pockets. Anything, it might
Yep,
stimulate the economy. It might even do it'll bring us out of recession if you give us some money.
it sure would.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah. That whole entire town drowned. They broke the dam and flooded the whole entire town. Oh man, this is supposed to be a fucking sexy stuff, but we talking about real black stuff today. I guess since we're on the issue of real black fucking topics, I don't know if you heard about the HB 1020 law coming through. Um, it's a law in Mississippi. Pretty much they're trying to bring Jim Crow back.
You're trying to bring what?
Jim Crow back. Yeah, it's called HB 1020. It's on the ballot, and what it does, it increases policing. It also strips voting rights for some people, and it moves political power from the black people in Jackson, Mississippi, through tax dollars. So if you're in Jackson, Mississippi, go ahead and fucking vote no on that shit. Hopefully they don't try to sneak it in some type of way, some type of
Right.
how.
Definitely vote no on that. Get up out of there. Something. Oh, gosh. It's all too much. I want out of
Right.
the country.
Exactly. Right
Yeah,
back to
they
that,
definitely
man.
are.
Right.
That's the problem.
It is the most very woke episode of BAE-CHAN ever. We supposed to be talking about titties and sucking toes, so hey, fuck the fucking power. You know?
Right. Pretty much.
Yeah, like I don't know why black people even stay in Mississippi. Like, what's the point? Like, your family was
Yeah,
there. Fucking slavery didn't end until like 1970 in Mississippi. They
I
didn't. They
care.
said fuck the Emancipation Proclamation. They said, oh, these black folks can't read. They don't know that they're free, and the law didn't get passed till like 1970. It's crazy, and let alone like sharecropping, and that was another form of slavery and shit. Like, why would you stay in Mississippi? Oh, my grandfather was there, and him before him. No, nigga, this place is a fucking prison. Get out of Mississippi. They're like fucking 49th in in education and in healthcare. Like, they're the bottom of the fucking list. Get the fuck out of Mississippi. They made Mississippi Burning. That movie wasn't enough to get you the fuck out of there. Get the fuck out of Mississippi. Like, don't stay for P Valley. Like, get out of there.
I say
And
we need to get out the country altogether. By the
I'm
way, I
good.
support the passport vote. We should all leave the fucking country and just let this shit go.
Some places in Africa are paying folks to come back. Like Ghana.
Hmm.
I think Kenya's still doing. They'll giving you like $40,000 in a house to just move back
Ooh,
to Africa. So
sound good to me.
if you're really trying to get out the country, go ahead and do
that's
that. I mean,
definitely an option.
Africa too hot for me. I'm good. I'm from the Caribbean, so I can always go back to my roots. To Antigua and Dominica. I got family. I got land down there. So if shit ever hit the fan, you can catch me in the West Indies. So I'm gonna be okay. Or Canada. There's always Canada too, because they're there for you
Yeah,
and free healthcare.
I'm gonna find myself in Finland. I think we'll see how it
You
goes.
you you still sticking with the Finland?
I'm still on Finland. Canada's an option too, but we'll want to visit for some time, see how I like it.
All right. Let me know. Or check out Switzerland too. Don't forget about Switzerland.
It's definitely on the list. It's definitely on the list. Like Finland, I've been stuck on
I
Finland for a long
taking a
time.
lot of the Ghana.
Yes, get her out of here.
Save her
All
from all
right.
this LA traffic and
Go.
smog. Oh, your windows tinted, girl.
If I move to Ghana, I'm about to be,
Got that 5%
yeah.
tint.
Oh, yeah, it looks way darker than it is. Yeah.
or Fiji.
I'm home, so
Yay.
I'm going to hop on. I will be right back. Give me about 4 minutes.
4 minutes. All right. I was about to
Okay.
say, 'cause we could just end the show too if you want. That way you don't have to rush. That's fine. I mean, we over an hour. This is the Black Woke episode of BAE-CHAN After Dark. Um, you know, fuck the white man. I can say that. I mean,
Black people, stop
yes.
fussing with each other. Let's love one another.
Stop fussing. Just make black
Stop all
love.
this.
Don't cheat. Stop the hating. Get off of TikTok. 'Cause that shit poison. Well,
Right, exactly. All that
if you're
shit
an adult,
poison. Get off of TikTok, get off of
you can be on
YouTube.
TikTok, I guess, but
Stop this
definitely
nonsense.
get your children off of TikTok. There ain't nothing good on there for them. It's just weird watching just little kids dancing in the sidewalk and just doing dumb shit. And you already know that the people in China and the rest of the world are not getting the same type of TikTok that Americans are getting with TikTok. So
Right.
there's nothing positive. It's really all bad. And I think it's when you ask a child, hey, what do you want to be when you grow up? And they just say, oh, I want to be an influencer. I want to be a YouTube
Right.
star.
Like, no, 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 no,
Like,
no.
fuck is that? Why? Like, I have a real job. I do this on the side for fun. Like, this is not should be a career choice. Like, you're not gonna be like a Mr. Beast or some crazy ass shit. Like,
Right.
what happened to being like, hey, I want to be a doctor or a nurse or an astronaut, astrophysicist or something. Oh no, I want to, make YouTube videos and do TikTok videos for a living. Like, how is that ever going to pay a bill
It's
in your
definitely
life?
not. everybody thinks they're going to be the next big thing. Like,
He
no,
said he's
that's
gonna
not
stop
happening.
ukulele videos.
No, I do that for me. I like it,
Right, she's
but
doing
I'm
that
not
for her. She
expecting
learning.
to just take off of a ukulele video. Like, I'm not expecting that to happen.
Maybe if you get naked and do like naked ukulele videos,
I'm probably not going to do that. So,
like Forrest Gump. Sarah was just like playing the guitar naked. Uh, what? Yeah, man. I've been on Destiny for a week straight. I'm kind of dusting it out, but I gotta keep grinding. But yeah, other than that, what other black news that we can talk about, or was grinding your gears lately? Other than
I don't know.
I don't know, maybe Perkins on ESPN. He gets on my nerves too with his coonery. Stop cooning. Stop killing
What?
people. This is just for fleas. Yo, stop killing people. Just get your kids, raise them right. If they ain't in the house by 9 o'clock, you doing something wrong.
Yeah, even
There's
9 o'clock
kids
is
out
kind
here
of late.
shooting people left and right, stealing people's cars, breaking in people's cars. Like they ain't got no fucking home training, and these young parents today acting like, oh, it's not them, motherfucker, it's you. You're the problem. You're the problem. If they don't listen, then leave them up to the streets isn't a good.
No, that's not a
Yeah.
viable answer. Figure something out.
Hey, it can be hard out there for mothers, like definitely single mothers who have to, try to raise a family or raise their kids.
I mean,
And
yeah, I know
if
people that
one goes astray, it's kind of hard to reel them back in. But like something that has to be done. Uh, something gotta be done.
something definitely does have to be done. That just goes back into fucking systemic racism. We here in these kind of positions because we was put here like that.
Man, that the whole recycling plastic thing is a lie.
You said
They
it's a
say,
lie?
yeah, recycling plastic is a lie. They barely recycle any of the recycling that we even, put out. To
Really?
be honest with you, yeah, it was like it was about like 20% of what we actually recycle actually goes to recycling
So what
because they
happened to
really
the rest
can't break
of
it
it?
down. It goes in landfills or it gets shipped to a different country
What?
because it's cheaper. They'll
Oh,
put it on a big ass freight cargo thing and they'll ship it to India or they'll ship it somewhere else and just fill it. So
that's
recycling ain't
crazy.
recycling ain't really doing shit either. And there is a not John Stewart, but Oliver. What's that guy's name? Oliver, HBO Max show. Oliver. He did a whole segment on it. Your recycling doesn't really get recycled,
That's
and that's the
crazy.
truth.
And I really be taking my time to separate the recycling all right.
It don't give a fuck. It all goes to the same fucking place.
See, that's why global warming is insane. We sit here talking about black marriage. Who knows if the fucking planet is even gonna last long enough for anybody else to get married?
I
Maybe
am
not.
back.
Oh yeah, the fucking Chris Rock special. Um, I liked it. I have to watch it again. There's
I haven't watched.
folks are bashing the fuck out of Chris Rock though.
I
Like,
haven't watched.
oh,
My
like
babe
he
wants
the
to watch
victim.
it, and I'm
It's
considering it only just because I want to join in on the bashing.
people
Right,
forget
because
like
What can I
what else
talk
is
shit
there to
about,
do?
man?
people forget like he is a comedian. He has to talk about current events or things that happen.
But is
So
he
like
funny?
He's
he's
not
hilarious. Are
funny.
you? Oh my gosh,
He's
here we
not. And the
go.
thing about this, okay, so I personally, I just don't like Chris Rock. And
Mhm.
what made me stop liking him is seeing that video. They was on that talk show, and he was with his friends who were comedians, white comedians. So it was like four of them. Seinfeld was one of them, but Seinfeld was like, "No, I ain't doing this shit." And they was talking about how they all say nigger with the hard R. Him and his white friends to each other, laugh about it, make nigger jokes, all this other stuff. And it was just it was just like a lot of really inappropriate racist shit they were saying. And Chris Brown just a Kiki King with them. Not Chris Brown, Chris Rock. But but yeah, he just laughing and everything with them like it's all cool. And I'm like, okay. And Seinfeld, the Jewish guy, was the only one that said, no, I don't do that. I don't say that. Y'all laugh and y'all do that, but I don't do any of that. And they're like, oh yeah, you never do that. You never do that. Yeah, because why would he? Because he realized how inappropriate that is. And Chris Rock just don't, he just cool with it. Like when I realized that he was a coon, no, I had to stop liking him. And I mean, I didn't even put that. I didn't really like him that much. He was just okay. He ain't that goddamn funny. So
I always felt like he was someone who tried too hard to be funny.
he tried too hard to appease the white people. That's what I feel like.
Chris Rock is like one of the top 10 best comics alive. And
yeah, he's funny for white
that's
folks.
facts. It's not even funny for white folks in general. Like if you've like seen all his works, like nigga is funny, and he's also conscientiously funny as well, and he's also politically funny. Like he checks a lot of boxes.
I always felt like he was just okay. He was mediocre, and now I don't like him, so I'm biased.
Clearly, Chris Rock is a funny motherfucker.
I mean, my sense of humor is a little dry anyway, so there's probably a lot of people that I don't like that people typically like, but.
Well, I mean, his best part of his comedy shines that he takes, you know, today's stuff or what's like social or political events, and then makes it. He breaks it down and makes it like, oh, how dumb it all fucking is, and it's fucking really genius. Bigger, Blacker, Uncut was like one of my favorite ones he done. When he did recently. I guess he just had to defend himself. I mean, he talks about Jada at the end. He's not. People saying he called Jada a bitch, but technically he said everyone's calling them a bitch, but it's not his fault. I mean, you put shit on the internet for folks to read, or you do an interview and shit. You put your family out there. What you fucking think was going to happen to you? You know. So why just smack Chris Rock? Why not smack everybody else that was talking shit about you and your wife? Selective outrage. That was the name of the special, and he proved it. And folks are still proving it, commenting and making all these fucking dumbass comments about it, proving his point. So
I don't think it's
I see the genius
outrage
in it.
though, because it's not selective outrage if I'm outraged by something that directly affects me.
But it did. Everyone talked about it. So everyone talked about Jada. Everyone talked about Will. So you don't see Will Smith smacking Joe Budden or all the people that he mentioned who literally was talking shit about.
Okay, so here's my take.
So
here's my take on that situation, though. Chris Rock has been talking about her for years. Chris Rock and Will Smith are colleagues. They're both Black comedians who came up around the same time in the industry. We don't know what their relationship was prior to the slap. So the fact that he did that, I felt like it wasn't just some random ass slap. I felt like it was a breaking point.
Then why break on him?
Because I just said, they're colleagues. We don't know the extent of their relationship. That's like if somebody you don't fuck with, somebody you not in a circle with, somebody you don't engage with at all says something about your wife or some shit, and you look at them crazy. But if somebody that you might have considered a friend does the same thing, you're going to be more upset or like, nigga, you shouldn't be doing that. Or if it's somebody that you've already told, hey, you know what, you got to chill on that shit, and they choose to do it again. Like, that's why I'm saying we don't know the full extent.
Habitual line stepper.
We don't know the full extent. We don't know if they were friends. We don't know if they had prior beef. So I don't feel like it's a selective outrage. I don't feel like the slap came from nowhere. I don't. I ain't never just wanted to well off.
Then it
of
was deeper than that
somebody.
because the joke wasn't that bad. Like, I mean, the joke wasn't
Exactly. So
I mean,
that
I
bad.
thought when I first
It
saw
was sure
it,
it was tasteless for sure. It
joke
was
when
about
I
having
tasteless.
the
first
ball
saw
to
it,
come.
I really thought that it was a skit. I thought it was a
Right.
skit. Like he walked up to him, he smacked him. Chris Rock was leaned forward for the smack. He smiled after. And the only thing that gave it away that it wasn't a skit was Lupita's face looking shocked and Will Smith yelling, "Keep my name, my wife's name out your mouth." I was like, oh, that wasn't part of the show? Because I thought it was part of the show.
No, I knew
Yeah,
that
I
shit
feel
was.
like we
I
were
knew that shit
missing
was
some
real.
back information. I feel like something was going on
I
between
do feel
them
like there was
before
something
this
that
slap
you were doing.
occurred.
I really feel like
Everyone, like you just said, everyone's saying that he was talking about Jada forever. I don't understand when, where, and how. When did that ever happen? I don't remember ever hearing anything about that. I remember everyone else talking about Jada and her entanglements, and fucking your son's friend, and
mhm.
that's a lot of trauma for Will. That's fucking crazy.
Is that what Chris said though? I thought he was talking about her being bald, and that's why he
Well,
slapped her.
on the Oscars, he said he made a GI Jane joke.
Well, yeah, they're saying that everyone's saying, Chris Rock has been saying stuff about Jada for years. Like
What?
you
But
figured
what
that these
though?
people came up in the they've been what, since the 80s, since the 90s?
But
They've all
saying what
known each
though? That's what
other.
I want to know.
I don't know.
Me personally, I want to know what does she say to make
What
him
I
that
know is
mad?
that he's never been a fan of black women or their hair.
There's always
That's
been that.
why.
I remember, yeah, that part I remember. He wasn't a fan of black women.
Like he's always had something negative to say
Well, not their
about black.
hair, but the weave and stuff. That's hair products, I should say, because
But
I don't
you
know.
like
Y'all get like aggressive with that shit, so I don't know. I'm gonna leave that alone. You bought it, it's yours, whatever. That's how the black law works, right?
But that's why I don't feel like it's selective outrage that people are mad at him about the stuff that he says, because I'm not gonna get mad at you for making a joke about Donald Trump. I don't give a fuck about Donald Trump. But if you made a joke about black women, I am a black woman. I am allowed to be upset about that because that affects me.
Yeah, same thing with Dave Chappelle and the trans jokes that he had.
Exactly. So that's why I don't
But
believe in the whole
but in the
selective
same
outrage
breath,
shit. I don't believe
but
in that. Like I'm not gonna get mad about everything. Everything don't apply to me.
right, but even when it does apply to you, then you get mad. So you can say the same thing about someone else, but when it gets says to you, you get upset. Equivocally, that selective outrage.
I feel like
Honestly, you
I'm
should
only
have the
gonna be
same
outraged
outrage
if it
for someone
applies.
calling you a name and then calling that person a name. It should have the same amount of weight
Why?
because you're picking one over the other. If both of the
I'm picking
same apply,
myself because I said if it applies to me, then that's what
exactly
I'm allowed to be
that's the whole
upset.
point though. That's being selective.
That's
So
not.
if
It's really not.
someone's being done wrong,
That's
and
not.
then I
That's
don't care,
not.
whatever, blah blah blah. But when it happens to you, it's the issue. That's being selective.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying. It's not. You can't just coin a brand new term and call it selective outrage when that is how humans have functioned in society their entire life.
It doesn't
You
change the
get
fact of the
no.
statement, though.
No, but I'm saying like if you're walking down the street and you see like some dude shove another guy, are you going to get upset about it? No, you're going to look at it and be like, whoa, that dude shoved that guy. But in the same instance, if you're walking down the street and that dude shoves you, now you're upset because he shoved you.
Yeah, but thing is, you should just still be as mad as else. Yo,
Why
Why would
would
I
you,
be
tripping.
mad? This
why
is
should you
something I
still
did
be as
not.
mad? Who said that? Like, where did
I
that really
would.
come from?
Why?
I would.
That's dumb.
You
Like
would?
if I'm walking behind a person, right? Let's say the person's in front of me, and the person coming this way, he bumps into him, and I'm not going to say this. I'm not going to say anything.
No.
No, I don't know why you
Oh,
would.
I would.
I'm
I'm
not
like,
even
yo,
saying they right in
what you
front of you. They
doing?
could be across the street. I'm saying like it's people watch stuff all the time and they don't get upset about it if it doesn't apply to them.
I don't know. Does that make it ignorant or does that make it something else?
I
Because
mean,
you can say the same thing about racism. Oh, it doesn't apply to me, so it don't mean shit. But
well,
no,
yes, you can say the same thing about racism, and because they do that, because that's why people
right.
get mad at white people, because they say to them, if you're in the room with people who are racist and you don't do anything, you're content with it, like you're
Yeah, you're
compliant with
complicit.
it.
Yeah.
So if you're complicit with it, you're a part of the problem.
I think we're saying the same thing here. Yeah.
What I'm saying
That's
is
just
he's
normal
coining
human
it a new term to
reaction.
try and make it sound like it's something new and special. And I'm saying if it doesn't apply to people, people don't get involved.
And I think that's the thing. Maybe people need to start getting involved. You haven't seen the special yet, so I'll just tell only one joke. So in the beginning of the show, he was like, selective outrage, and he gives an example. The example was, oh, selective outrage. You'll hear people, banning R. Kelly music, but on the other side, you will let them play Michael Jackson,
I saw
right?
that joke. I saw that joke.
Right. So that's the point of, why not have the same rage and outrage for the person that did the same thing as this other person did? So why isn't it the same? So coin the term selective outrage. Why not be outraged about the same thing that happens to somebody else?
But that's the thing.
Michael Jackson,
There are a ton of
Well,
people.
Michael Jackson never got convicted.
was it ever confirmed that he did that, or was it just
He was
rumors?
never convicted. It
He
went to
was
court.
never convicted. It was never confirmed. And there are a ton of people who canceled him and got upset at him. We're not going to
Exactly.
pretend that
Right.
the end of Michael Jackson's life and career didn't tank dramatically, especially because
Exactly.
of Fox.
Not with
That's
that
what
man.
it
Shit, it
Michael
did.
went up.
Jackson stuff. He tanked a lot in his career right before he passed away. That's why some people think, oh, it's suicide.
Right.
No,
And
the
other
doctor
people
killed
think
him.
it was murder.
I think the doctor did it.
So we're
So
not going
he
to
was
pretend
canceled
like
too, and
Michael
then
Jackson got away from his situation
right.
unscathed, even though it was never, confirmed.
I think it was a bad analogy. I'd have been like, oh, who was the guy that popular? It wasn't Ted Bundy. Was it Ted Bundy? The popular Netflix show?
Huh?
No,
Hmm.
the serial killer was eating
Hmm.
people. Netflix show, really big.
Dahmer?
Yeah.
Jeffrey
Dahmer,
Dahmer?
right?
Dahmer.
So like, it was like, oh, you have Jeffrey Dahmer, and then you have like the other guy, the other mass serial killer, whatever. But everyone's praising the show, but he ain't shit. But the other guy too, really same praise. I don't know. It was because of
Are they
Netflix show.
praising the serial killer, or are they praising the show itself? Because I mean, it was a decent show.
I think both. Got kind of
Well,
weird.
I don't think anybody should be praising the serial killer.
That's the thing. There was
Exactly.
a lot of weird bitches, but okay, serial killers
Yeah, it
have
got
had
weird.
fangirls
Oh yeah, that is
for a
true.
long
They
ass
still have.
time. This is not a new thing. Serial killers get fangirls. Don't fucking know why, but they do. This is not new.
It's not
Why?
there.
That's weird.
But I mean, it's just the point. People gonna do what people gonna do, regardless.
Man, doesn't that come with boil down to at the end of the day? People gonna do what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
Good or
But
bad.
I want
Good or
to
bad, they gonna do what they gonna do.
I want to talk about the Rose Party.
Oh, yes, please. Talk about this fucking Rose Party. Let's get back to some kinky weird shit. Because this doesn't make sense to me. I told you it didn't make sense to me. So help me make
For
sense of this.
anyone who hasn't heard, there's been a flyer, there's been information going around of a party called a Rose Party, and it's supposedly going to be hosted in ATL. The premise of the party is that all of these women are going to come to the party, they're going to bring their rose, and they're going to have a competition. Whoever's the last to reach the O or finish line wins. And the prize that they get is all the losers are supposed to feast on them.
It doesn't make sense.
Why not?
So I'm guessing the losers are supposed to help them finish, I guess. That's what
If you win, all the
That's what it
losers get to
sounds like
eat.
to me.
They get to
that
eat.
just sounds like something. That sounds. I mean, let alone ATL has like the highest rate of chlamydia and like AIDS and
I was about to say, it
gonorrhea
sounds
and
nasty.
everything.
Someone said that everybody who's going to the party has to be tested.
Yeah, I'm sure,
Okay.
but
And
that
then with
shit
the
comes from
popularity
somewhere.
of this party, I also heard someone say that she plans on doing a tour from city to city.
Oh God. Oh, oh my God. I was. Yeah. Stop.
Participating or not participating,
That
but
doesn't make. That
hosting these
doesn't.
parties.
Why?
Bring your own rose.
So let's say if.
It said BYOR instead of BR.
All right.
BYOB.
Hypothetical, Lala. You throw this party, right?
Right.
And 30 people sign up.
30 people is a lot. I can't.
That's just
I
not
mean,
worthy. That's it's just,
she put it on Eventbrite, so some freaky person is going to be like, oh, let me get up in this. Let alone all the guys who are going to try to sneak up in that bitch anyway.
There's a
At
lot of
least
men
be out the
saying that they
door
want to come just to,
to watch and
They,
right,
they want
or at
spectator
least
tickets.
or
of
at
course
least
they
be
do.
outside the door when it happens, so when they leave, they can leave with somebody. But whatever. Royal goes there, right? She comes last place. So she's there with her little rose. It ran out, the batteries died. She went the distance. There are 29 people, single file line, on their knees, crawling to eat Rose pussy.
This sounds like something that could actually happen. Like we're
This
talking
is how I
about
see
the
it playing in
royal
my head.
too. Like she's just royalty. She should have a line of
Are you
people
gonna
who
have?
want
Do
to eat
you
her
want
pussy.
29 tongues
I
I
feel
do
like
not.
there
just
should be a line
licking?
of people who want to lick her pussy. Like
I was just supposed like,
she's
Okay.
what are we
royalty.
doing? What are we doing here?
That's quite a
One should
lot.
be enough.
That's quite
That
a lot.
sounds like torture to me.
Yeah.
It sounds like you just need to have a cash prize or something at the end, because
A
Like it
cash
has to be
prize.
all of them.
The cash
having
prize.
someone gangbang
The
you,
cash prize should be what, like a percentage of what everybody paid to enter the party.
something like that, but not
Yeah.
everybody just fuck me. Like
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think it should be a
I'm a
contest.
purposely
It's
coming
not.
last,
First of
so
all,
you
I'm
can
going to
do
lose. I'm
whatever.
going to lose. If I get into that party with my rose, if I last longer than 3 minutes, I would be amazed. I
You
would
know,
be amazed.
so there's always a trans person that'll sneak up in there and be like, "Oh, look at me, I can't." I don't know. I wouldn't go. You couldn't pay me to go.
You couldn't pay you to go.
Couldn't pay me to
Not
go.
even to spectate.
Mhm.
30
That sounds
Okay,
like a lot.
or
say
or
you go to
orgasm vaginas.
so say you go to your event house.
The club. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then
Oh,
just the theme of the night is a rose party. Are you gonna leave?
I'll probably skip that one.
You leave?
really?
I'll
Really?
probably skip it. Yeah.
But I feel like it's in the same realm. Like it's a whole
Right.
bunch of people at a party.
It sounds like a good
there's
royal
pleasure
party.
in the house.
Yeah,
People
but
bring toys to parties.
the winning though, the prize is the issue I'm having with this.
I mean, just the prize. It's not like you're gonna win. So how are you gonna have an issue with the prize?
Well, I'm not going to win. I just the
You can't
vision
even
of the
enter.
person. I mean, hey, if that's what the person wants. But then again, for folks who are entering, those 30 people all want the same thing.
They
So
all want the same thing. That's why they enter.
why not just make it just a huge fucking orgy and deal with the bureaucracy?
That's what it
It
sounds like.
sounds fun. Nobody's trending an orgy.
Why not? I mean, orgy mask as a rose party, or
Yeah.
give a rose to
It's
a friend.
trending. It's getting people to talk about it.
My thing is, how many people are going to sign up? That's what I want to know.
My
Right,
thing is
the
how many people
cutoff.
are actually going to be allowed, because on the flyer, you sign up, you apparently you don't get the address just because you RSVP. You have to
Right.
actually go through a certain amount of steps before you get the address and the actual invitation to the party.
Okay. So Hopefully by
So
the steps
they
of the
are putting up some
Orgies are going
kind of
down.
precautions.
100% orgies is going to happen. Now, I'm all down for the mutual masturbation thing. That's cool.
That's
It can
basically
be
I
what it
feel
is.
like
fun.
it's
It's
gonna be
mutual
all rainbows there. BMT.
Yeah,
That's what they there for. What
yeah.
they want.
Oh,
Because
not the
I
herpes
can't.
increases.
If I was a straight woman, why would I enter knowing that the chances of me losing means that I have to lick a woman? Or if I'm a straight woman, why would I want a woman licking me? And I would not enter if I was
Right.
a straight
You
woman.
wouldn't go there. That's my
Right. Unless you want to be turned out, then
we
This
have
is a
that'd be
party
the
for
avenue you want to go.
bisexual women who
yeah,
like to use the roles. I feel not bisexual. We can say,
lesbian,
Both.
queer.
lesbian, bisexual, queer. We are what is the other one? Pansexuals, like
Hmm.
you know.
Mhm.
But just
Uh,
I don't.
It's not for straight
It's
folks.
not a hetero thing.
Mm-mm.
I mean, if it was the other way around, no, that'd be kind of gay too. If
The other
everyone
way
had one,
around.
if
What's the other
everyone
way
had,
around?
if everyone had like the little suction joint, all right, 30 men use
That'd
this
be gay.
suction toy. Everyone gets in
Yeah,
the fucking
it's a
circle
little
jerk.
gay.
The banana cleaner. The banana cleaner.
Oh, the banana cleaner, and then the losers have to it ends up being gay.
Yeah,
That sounds like a bukkake fest.
Ugh,
definitely,
it sounds
definitely.
fucking messy. Fucking
They both
sorry.
sound messy.
Yeah.
Someone get the Lysol wipes, something,
Right. They
or
about to
burn it,
clean up
or
afterwards.
just burn it down. Whatever's fastest. Can't go back into that space anymore. Or maybe if it was like one guy and like
Why are we
29 women.
assuming that the people who participate in these type of events would be dirty? Like
You
I
gotta be a
feel
little
like you're
kinky
kink
little
shaming.
bastard.
I feel like you're kink shaming.
You little kinky bastard. Going
Like, cause that's everyone's thing. Everyone says, "Oh, the smell."
It's a lot of vaginas in one room. It
I mean,
is.
if you've ever been to a really big club, they have floors and floors and
I mean, as long as there's like some ventilation. But
rooms and
I'm just
rooms.
assuming everyone's in a room, one room together, because everyone got to watch another, make sure they ain't cheating.
I feel
You
like
know.
who gets to judge? Who gets to judge? Because like people could fake and say, "No, I didn't come. I didn't come." Like I see it. What do you mean you didn't come? Like
I think it. We gotta have a couple judges
I
just
can
walking
see it
around.
screaming out of you. What do you mean
I
you
think it
didn't
should be like a
come?
knockout round. But you know, at the end of the night, someone's gonna get something done to them. It's inevitable. Cause you ain't gonna like, oh, I'm done orgasm. I'm gonna get up and go. Like, no, you're gonna stay around for
No,
the
they're gonna work
afters.
on each other.
Exactly.
It's gonna be a whole event.
It's fucking a whole event.
It's a whole event. It's a whole event.
The HOE event. It's gonna be a whole event. Cause you gotta be a hoe to go. You got to.
But it could be HEAUX because they might be hoeing responsibly.
Hmm.
I don't think that environment is very
Yeah, it's
responsible.
not
Like,
sounding
It
like a
is if
word.
everybody
I don't
is
think it's
tested,
responsible.
if everyone is clean before they go. How is it not responsible?
Because there's a lot of people.
We don't know how many people are actually going to go.
This is Atlanta we're talking about here.
Yes.
Atlanta people, if they do anything well, it's show up to parties. There are going to be a lot of people there. Maybe some
There's going to
celebrities.
be
Who
a
the hell
lot of
knows?
clean people there. There's a lot of clean people.
Of course, BMT worked in strip clubs. Yeah, someone's going to get sued. Yeah, I'm sure. It happens all the time. All the big parties, like when there's big sex parties in Philadelphia, some shit just gets shut down every time.
Do you think you commit to someone if a vid got out of them at a rose party?
Wait, what?
That's what he said. He said, do you think you can commit to someone if a
Oh.
vid got out of them at the rose party?
Hey man, for phones and audio recording devices at the door gets thrown in the bag.
Honestly, I don't feel like there should be a problem. Like
Yeah, I don't understand.
I mean, a woman pleasuring herself in a room full of other women, we're gonna put that on the same level as like a woman having sex with other people on video because I've heard people say, "Oh, I couldn't date her if she did porn or if she had sex tapes," but like, nigga, I'm fucking myself.
For now. For now.
Fucking
Quotation marks.
myself.
All I know is if I see an event bright, that shit coming to Philly, I don't know what I'm going to do. I feel like as an investigator, a reporter for the BAE-CHAN After Dark,
What would you do
I'm
if Ty wanted to
I'm
go?
obligated to
What
do
if Ty
some
wanted
more
to go?
research. Fuck nah.
Are you gonna deny her?
No,
Are you gonna tell her she can't go?
no.
I mean, if we go together, she would just have to be a warrior. She couldn't like tag me and I'm jumping in
No,
there.
it's no men allowed, so she would have to go by herself.
Nah. We can have a rose party at the house.
Would you throw a Rose Cardi party?
I guess if the masses will want to come.
So the masses can come to a Rose Cardi party, but not the Rose Party, or is it just because the
The thing
masses
is,
has to be a small amount of people?
yeah, it'll be small. It'll be like a small round robin, if you would. So maybe 6, 7
5,
people
6
tops.
women just with their rose going at it.
And, right, and of course me being judge.
And you the judge, you also have to give out the prize.
Yeah, and I will also give out the prize of orgy. The prize master of the orgy. Yes.
Nah, you gotta eat
and
the
maybe
winner.
a trophy.
Right, supposed to eat her.
Yeah, it can get messy. It's just a messy thing. I feel like you need to have like a tarp down. Because what happens if like half of those are squirters? And then you just like, oh, the water fucking works.
Water. I need water.
Can y'all squirt? I don't know. It's a random question. Oh, have y'all ever?
It's happened.
It happened like by accident, or is just like, oh, you know it was coming, or were you like, oh shit, I ain't know my pussy could do that.
The first time it ever happened, I had
Yeah.
no idea I could do that.
Same. Had no idea.
It was a wild event for both of us because neither one of us knew I could do that. But then
Like,
when
what
he
the fuck was
went
that?
and typed in, he typed it up and looked in what it was, and I was like, what happened or
Did he
whatever.
Google it on the spot?
No,
Oh,
not on
I'm
the spot.
okay.
I was embarrassed.
scared.
I was so embarrassed.
Really?
But of course, he knew what it was because he had watched more porn than I had at the time. So he already knew what it was. I didn't know what it was. So then he, wanted to look into more detail because he wanted to know if he could make me do it again now that he knew I could do it. And his head got so big because he's like, yeah, I did that. I can make her do it again.
Nigga.
Oh God.
Yeah.
And for a long while, he was the only person who had ever made me do that. And to this day, I think only maybe 4 or 5 people have ever made me do it.
Yeah, it's not an easy thing to come across when
I've only made myself do it twice.
Really? So that's like legendary gear drop right there. Like that's hard to get. Like you better off playing the lottery than try to get you to
not
do
all
it.
of that. But
Like
no.
I made myself do it. I was surprised. I was like, I felt like him. My head got big and shit. Like,
oh man! Now all you got to do is control and harness the power.
One day,
you can just bust it off at will.
Yeah, one day.
He's just like, take that. Psst. Like, oh, it's just fucking piss on me. I think it's funny. Those fucking porn videos when the girls are squirting, they just like, yeah, and they just like they hold it back the hood, and just like, I'm like, oh, that's fucking messy.
It is. I feel like a lot of them be fake.
Jade Fire.
You think it'd be fake? They just like, oh, I'm gonna just get this pee off real quick. They won't know the difference.
I don't know what they're doing, but I think it'd be fake.
Yeah, because sometimes that shit is just too on command and it go.
Yeah.
Especially Jada Fire. Her shit like that shit looks suspect.
And be nasty.
Mm-hmm.
B Nasty's as well. B Nasty got herself in the eye the other day.
That shit be funny. I was like, yo, girl, aren't you tired of like detailing your car every time? Like, you gotta leather seats. Like, you can't be doing this, busting it off like that in the car. She don't give a
She do
fuck.
not care. She don't care. She probably got one car just for that, and has another car that she actually drives.
Oh, this is my squirting car. This is,
Yeah, this is my squirting car. Let's go
this is
take
my
that
squirting
car.
Oh man, I remember the first time
I mean, as
ever
much as money
made that
is, I
happen.
know she got to be making. I would have me a squirting car.
Yeah, sure to get money.
I mean, you still gotta clean it out though, right?
Yes, you would clean it
Yeah,
out.
you gotta clean it.
For me personally, I don't
That's
want to put my
crazy.
kid in the back seat. I don't want to put my kid in the back seat.
Right?
I get
So
that.
I would have a squirting car.
Now, why maybe and you don't have leather seats, and it just like gets soaked into the. Ugh. Squirt responsibly for people out there.
Yeah, do that.
Squirt responsibly.
Squirt responsibly.
'Cause I'm just trying to think of how you clean that up. Whether I just don't know. I wouldn't want to keep getting in the squirt car. What is it gonna
I
smell
think I would
after a
just
while?
like buy my own like wet vac or whatever the fuck you need to
Oh,
clean
wet
it.
vac.
What do you need to clean it?
I look like a wet vac. I don't know.
A
That
wet
sounds
vac?
about right.
That wet vac sucks up the water, the moisture.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Yeah, like industrial, like your basement's flooded.
Oh,
I mean, you can get what
Like
is it like the
40, 50
upholstery
gallons.
shampooer?
them shampoo
Yeah,
things. You spray the water and then you suck it back up. I feel like if you don't spray water, you'll still suck something up. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I agree.
It's worth a shot. I think it's hilarious. Anyway,
Yes.
I think it's a life achievement unlock if you're able to pull that off.
It is. I would agree with that.
It's a trophy. It's a PlayStation trophy. You get that.
Not a place.
There's some folks who can't do it, or haven't explored enough to find out what makes it go.
That's true.
And you'll never know. You'll unlock it when you hit maybe level 44 in life. Who knows? But everyone should experience it. I remember I made this one woman experience it, and she was like 50 something.
You said she was 50?
She was like 48 at the time. And she was like, "What the fuck was that?" I was like, "Girl, you don't know what that is?" I was like, "Yeah, girl. You just hit the next level.
You're welcome.
You're welcome." Exactly. And I
That's
put
like
on my
saw
jacket
this
and I
little-
walked out.
I saw this mat. I saw a mat on a mattress and somebody just like, splash some water on it. And then they're like spreading around their hand and they're patting it. And then they lift up the mat and it's completely dry on the bed. And then then somebody with their credit card is like here's the credit card, take my credit card. And everybody in the comments like, huh? And then like, if you know, you know. If y'all don't know in the comments, you just don't know.
Also, that's also why I don't know this girl that she's only squirts when she deep throats dick.
Oh,
When she what?
When she deep throats a dick, she squirts.
that's interesting.
Okay.
Right? Couldn't make it do it any other way, but that's the way it came out. I love the woman body, yo. It's just so remarkable. You can do so many things.
As one person who used to make me squirt on command.
Really?
I had no idea it was coming. It just what happened whenever he willed it to happen.
He just like make it right at the, make it right here at the good pussy, and then
It's like he just knew it was about to happen.
just tap 3 times, and I'll come right on out.
I don't like that.
You
I
don't
don't
like that?
like,
You don't-
I don't
you
like
don't
nobody having more
you got that control? All
over
that
me
control
than
over you
I
like that?
have over me. I don't know. That's not gonna fly for me.
I like it.
She's not.
She says, "I like it."
And
I
that
like
little
it.
surprise, that little extra. I'm like, okay, yeah, you do that. You do that. I mean, that's what you're here for. That's like, I mean, what the hell else you here for if you can't do that? God damn it. I need to find some value, and that's it.
Yeah, I don't know why it popped in my head. I had that Instagram video that's going viral right now on my page at the Ricardo Experience. That guy doing a stand up talking about, oh, I just had to break up with a squirter because I didn't I didn't have end unit laundry in my apartment.
Hey yo,
Like man, I couldn't afford it. I had to like fucking go to the laundromat like every other day.
every other day.
The fucking sheets were ruined every time. What am I gonna do?
Buy more sheets.
Shit,
Right.
how many sheets is enough sheets?
I'm just saying, like,
But
if you buy
when's
enough
enough
sheets,
enough?
then when you go to the laundromat, you just got all of the sheets.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta buy like 10 sheets. That's a lot of fucking coins. You gonna do? Well, you gotta buy 7 sheets. Seven. You
Not
I
know.
mean,
that
you
many
should
sheets.
already have 7 sheets.
Right. That's not a lot at all.
Well, yeah. If you have a squirter, maybe. I don't know. I have.
I mean, no, just in general.
I don't.
Like,
I don't even have 7. Shit. I guess I gotta buy more. Motherfuckers expensive. I don't care.
they are,
They're fucking
especially if you
expensive.
get the good kind.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is the only kind you should be
Them
getting. Don't be getting that
bad
cheap shit.
Egyptian
You
cotton.
gotta get that
Yeah, you need
Egyptian
Egyptian
cotton high
cotton.
thread count
Mhm.
with the silk and the
I'll be
automatic
walking
cooling.
straight past
Good.
some of them though. Like you walk past them, $70. Okay, let me go over here to these $35 ones.
That only 3-piece, 2-piece set. You like, I need that 5-piece.
It only got with one pillowcase. That's
Right.
One pillowcase.
Oh my God.
All right, guys, we gotta get the hell up out of here. It's 10 o'clock.
yeah, we do.
It's so late.
My
Thanks
baby's
for the.
coming, y'all.
Oh, coming back?
One way.
Oh,
Really?
Yes.
oh, one way the good way.
One way. He is in Chicago right now, waiting to board that plane in the next 15 minutes.
Oh,
What?
snap!
Y'all ain't notice my background different?
Kind of, sort of.
Not sitting in front of the picture. and
I did
everything.
notice, yes.
Yeah.
So this is it, huh? This is a
I
added to
told
the
y'all, don't be surprised when y'all get them wedding invitations.
added to the statistics of cohabiting.
This is my first time cohabitating.
Oh, it's fun. You'll have fun. Just don't get on his case if he leaves the toilet seat up. All right.
I mean, I have a son who's 17 and does not
There you
give a
go.
fuck anymore. He used to care when he was 7. He'd always make sure he put that toilet seat down. And then somewhere in between there, he's like, shh, I do what I want.
There you go. I'm happy. I'm
That
happy
is
for
my
him.
one-way ticket to Cali.
Oh, get that one-way ticket to Finland.
Get my
Get out of here.
eventually.
Get out of here.
Baby step.
I don't know. I like it. Like I said, again, for a person who's been there, done that. I've been married. I've done that. Cohabitating is where it's at.
Cohabitating.
Yeah, I
Cohabitating,
don't
sir.
I
like
mean,
going
you know,
out
he's
to
been
get
married
out of
before
that.
It takes a village, you know. And
He's been
you and
married
that other
before
person.
too. And he was like, yeah, that's not in the cards for me no more. And then he met me.
Right. And things
And then flipped it
changed.
upside down.
Then he met a lie.
Because I was like, yo, like marriage, I don't care about that.
Changed his
That
life.
shit, I don't need it. Like, I don't, that's not necessary. And he was like, yeah, I've done it. I don't need to do it again. And I'm like, 3 weeks until we talking. And like, so you gonna be Mrs. Coley? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh man, you got that man good.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
my
good.
God.
Get out of Philly. I'm glad. I'm happy for him.
I'm so happy.
There you go. All right. Well, I want a progress report next Tuesday.
Well, y'all we're gonna talk. We're gonna talk tomorrow.
Yeah, I want like in the background, I want to build like a whiteboard with tally marks. How many times y'all fucked between now and next Tuesday? And we'll do it over. We'll do an over under pool.
Okay.
To see what y'all get. I like that.
Let's see.
I like that. We'll take odds and we'll take bets to see. As of right now, I'll set the odds to 10.5.
10.5.
Setting the bar at 10.5.
All right.
He gets there
That's
tomorrow, right? No, he gets there today. Today. What time are you landing?
Tonight he lands at midnight my time.
Okay, it's
okay.
midnight your time, so that gives us 6 days,
That's a
10 and a
that's a lot of
half.
days.
Sometimes,
10.5 is a good number.
but it ain't nothing like cohabitating new pussy though.
Yeah,
It's like all them times talking on the phone is like, hey, I'm here. I can just roll over and just
exactly.
lick it and
It's
stick
an
it.
all the time
It's
kind of situation.
you gotta put up some numbers. But she can't stop smiling. She's smiling so goddamn hard.
Already. Already.
She's so ready. All right, guys. Let me get these bearings up. Don't forget. BAE-CHAN Twitter after dark. Oh, poll. The poll was whack.
Which I voted in even though it didn't apply to me.
Yeah, it was like, I don't know. What's up with y'all on Twitter? Like, we got over 600 followers. I know y'all come for the porn, but at least vote. Let's vote, people. That's all I'm asking y'all to do is just vote, and then you can jerk off the rest of the time. That's all. All right. But pretty much the poll was if you were
post porn and be like, don't forget to vote in the poll.
I'm gonna
Right.
have to do that because these views are like 100 and thousands of views on these pictures, and y'all can't vote. It's pinned at the top, folks. Come on, you have to see it. All right. Anyway, if you were 50% guaranteed to find your forever partner in another country, would you leave? And everyone said yes. So clearly, people in America are like, look, if I can find my person that I've been waiting for in another country, I would totally go if it was a 50-50 chance. They will walk out on love. They're walking on love and faith. And that counts too.
So
That counts. But yeah, I already put this up there, and let's do this because you're the closest.
Oh yeah, you guys can follow me and all that stuff. I'm sleepy as fuck. It's time.
It is past their bedtime, and don't forget the Die Royal Tootsies too.
That royal tootsies.
We're gonna get some thumbnails on Twitter. That way you get her some money.
And once again, it's your girl, Molly is so random. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, everything, TikTok. If the name's not there, neither am I. Don't forget the Z. I almost forgot to say that. Tuesdays on BAE-CHAN After Dark, Fridays on the Honey and Cocoa podcast, and Thursdays and Saturdays on the Flirt Cartel.
All right. Amazing Cam not here, but I would say AKA don't fuck your coworkers, which is debatable, but you can follow him on Amazing Spider Cam, also on every single platform known to mankind, Spotify, TikTok, all the other good shit. Flirt Cartel. They're on every single goddamn day. They put out hits after hits. So go ahead and follow them guys. And of course, you can follow me on Instagram at the Cardi Experience, where I post awesome shit daily. Make you laugh. Follow me. Support Black people. And don't forget to, love one another. It was like the blackest episode we ever have. Like, black love is good love. Spread it around. Don't be a dick. And if you're gonna hold responsibly, just not at a rose party because it's impossible.
Kink shaming.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.